Hi, friends, family, and fellow video enthusiasts. Welcome to the third episode of the BombCast. I'm so excited. I'm Travis Saxton. I'm the VP of Content Development here at BombBomb. I'm with our genius VP of Marketing, Ethan Beute.
That's the best setup yet. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Now, the thing I'm most excited about for this BombCast is we're switching the script a little bit. We're going to the mortgage industry. Our next guest is going to give you 3 strategies. Now, the neat thing about this is these are multi-industry strategies. Doesn't matter if you're real estate, automotive, if you're running a team, an individual, these strategies will work for you. So it's very awesome. So Ethan, that's what I'm excited about for. What are you excited about?
I'm excited that we finally got Chris on. I met Chris years ago. Chris has thousands of videos in his BombBomb account, more than 3,000. He just had his 3-year anniversary with us as a customer. And it's just awesome. You've been really kind to us. You've been making us obviously a great part of what you do. You've been kind enough to send me personal referrals, which is amazing. Thank you. And so, folks, this is FBI agent Chris Brown.
So the running joke there is Chris didn't know how to change his name on his Zoom link, so he's going to stick with that for a while. Now, just to do some math for you, Chris, that is 1,000 videos a year. That is 3 a day. Kudos to you, my friend, and thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. But I mean, success is boring. And what I mean by that is when you find something that works, you stick with it. And I suffer from the shiny object of the month club just as much as anybody else. But when you find something that is truly delivering value and result, just do it over and over and over again. And that number of videos is just testament to that.
Awesome. Let's start kind of at a high level. You know, one of the things we wanted to unpack here is, you know, you're in the mortgage business. You're working with folks that either haven't gone through the process in a while or they've never gone through the process. There's a lot of information. There are significant consequences, good, bad, and ugly, depending on how well they work with you to co-manage that process. Talk a little bit about like the information density in what you do, again, so that people in other businesses can kind of identify with it, and how video kind of plays a role in helping you do that more effectively with and for your clients.
Yeah, and I think you guys nailed it on the top end of this BombCast is the strategies we're going to go through today really transcend industry. So you can really just kind of take out mortgage and plug in what you do and it fits. Because when we do what we do all day, every day, we really take for granted the integrated complexity that exists in what we do. And when somebody's looking at it from the outside in, golly, it can make their head explode. And specifically in the mortgage world, people, you know, may do this, may have never done it, as you mentioned, first-time home buyer, or they may only do it every 5 to 7 years. So have you ever done something where you did it once and you didn't do it again for 6 months and it was like learning all over again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, very easily can be like that, especially with all of the regulation changes we've had. It's a new world of real estate out there.
That's great. So sometimes you deliver good news, you deliver bad news. Take us through how video can help in that.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously you want to be able to set right expectation up front, right? So you want to be, because controlling that experience and ultimately what I call referable experience, I think we'll get to that at the end of the BombCast.
Absolutely.
Is all about setting expectation. And that can be just saying, hey, here's the roadmap. Here's what you can look forward to as we go through this together. Now, there's times, candidly, when things just get sideways, you know, and whether it's your own fault or another part of the puzzle, things can get sideways. And obviously, and one of our philosophies on our team is we run to turbulence, which means if things go sideways, we don't hide from it. We run to it, because it's not necessarily about if things go wrong, but how do you handle it when they do? Now, our preference is to get them on the phone, and that's not always possible. And golly, when it becomes either leaving a voicemail or the clickety-clack of a keyboard, man, neither one of those is desirable when it comes to delivering turbulence. So video really, really fills that gap where you can still express your emotion, your feeling. Hey, here's what happened. Here's what we're doing about it. And you can, you know, give them the encouragement even when it's cloudy outside.
Great. Awesome. That's really important. Hey, let's look at our first example and let's listen to this together, Chris, and then kind of share more about what we see.
Hey, it's Chris. I wanted to reach out to you and congratulate you for going under contract on this new home purchase. Buying a home can be exciting and scary, all kind of rolled into one. But just know that we're going to be here every step of the way. Now, speaking of that roadmap, here's what you can expect from here. So now that we have officially received the contract, we're going to be able to get that loan package put together for you. And simply because of geography, we're going to do that through the DocuSign process. Now, if you were here in town right now, then we would certainly have you come into the office and go through every single page in detail. Yet the process for DocuSign is such. I know you signed your contract DocuSign, so I know you're somewhat familiar with it. Yeah.
So obviously an example of what you do in the transaction process, a milestone-driven video. Take us through some of your strategies with these.
Yeah, and I just noticed I was actually wearing the same shirt that day, so
nice.
That's funny. But again, going through the process it's just very complex and integrated. There are a tremendous number of moving parts in the transfer of real estate. So we'll say, okay, well, signing docs. Here's what to expect. Once we do that, here are the players on the team that you're going to be talking to at different stages, because there's some things that I'm really good at. But that's a short list of things, guys. After 15 years of doing this, I realized I'm not really good at a whole lot. But in order to deliver a consistent world-class experience, I've been able to leverage that through other people who are uniquely gifted at these other stages of the mortgage process. And when I can tell people, then they understand and they don't feel, quote unquote, handed off. But they understand that I'm moving from rock star at this part to rock star at this part.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, Chris, now
it's actually a good natural segue.
Yeah, that is a good natural segue. So you're only one person. Well, at least we think you are. You might have multiple identities with your FBI surveillance.
Oh, right.
Okay, but you empower your team through video, and ultimately you scale yourself as a result of that strategy. So I'm going to take the audience through a video that we have of a teammate of yours that I think is truly clever and very interesting too, how he leverages himself and you in a video. So this is your colleague, Tony, and we're going to watch this here.
Hey there, how you doing? Hey, Chris, come here. Hey, we're so excited to be helping you guys take this next step in your life. And as promised, included in this email is the letter of pre-approval for you. Hey, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fantastic. We were so hoping we were going to be able to get that to come through here, and couldn't be more excited that you guys, as Tony mentioned, are opening this next chapter in your lives. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. So I got to roll. You're in great hands. I just wanted to pop in and say, hey. So we'll talk to you real soon.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Hey, congrats again, and happy house hunting, guys. Hey there, how you doing? Hey, Chris, come here.
So great video. Take us through the strategy.
Guys, I promise I do own another shirt.
Is that what was so fun to you? That's funny.
That's funny.
But go ahead. You were saying something, Travis.
Yeah, take us through this video. You have many of these that you guys do as a team and inject yourself. What's the strategy behind it? And take us through a little bit behind the scenes on that one too.
Yeah, so there's two primary types of videos that we use, if you will. Now, the first is the one-off, and I love the Gmail plugin. When you guys came out with that, I felt like a kid in a candy store, because I can literally open up, boom, it goes open up my camera, and I can send that faster than I can type an email. But we'll have those one-offs where it's like, hey, Travis, we're excited that Ethan introduced you to us. On a scale of 1 low, 10 high, Ethan is a great agent, and you're in real good hands. Here's your next step. So those one-offs, using their name, that kind of thing. The other kind are the evergreen, where we can use and put in place and do what in my industry is referred to as one-timing. We recorded that video. Well, actually, it took us a few times to get it recorded. But now that we got it, we can use that across the board. It's not specific, but it's still personal. And it's at one of those touch points that's a high point for somebody who's like, okay, I'm pre-approved. That was the pre-approval stage. And I don't even have to be in the office. I can be out, making it rain for the team, and Tony can send that, and I'm still involved, even though I'm not physically there myself.
That's awesome. The other element that I like there, I just want to raise this up for folks that are watching these. Obviously, these are a lot of webcam in the office videos. I do a ton of them myself. Travis does a ton. Yeah. I'm sure the bulk of your 3,000 plus videos are probably webcam at the desk. This adds like a dynamic element where there's motion in it, there's another person in it. It just makes it a little bit more compelling. So for folks that are watching that alone is a great takeaway. In addition to the divide between the true one-to-one that we're all doing out of Gmail and other ways, and the evergreen ones that you record it once and use it over and over.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I know one of the slogans that you guys have that it really resonated with me 3 years ago and even to this day is video allows you to be face-to-face when you can't be face-to-face, you know? Yeah. And especially in Florida, where we have a lot of people moving into the state. We're kind of heaven's waiting room here. Yeah. You know, it's I
haven't heard that phrase before. That's great.
You know, we can't always meet face-to-face because they're moving from out of state. You know?
Yeah. And well, I noticed that too in the first video that we watched. You said, hey, you know, now if you were here, we would be able to do this together, but you're not, and blah, blah. So I'm sure you deal with that a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So something that I learned that I did not know the first couple times we connected was that you and your team have more reviews in Zillow than any other mortgage origination team in the Orlando metro area. Can you talk a little bit about how and why those are important to your business? We're going to go a little bit outside the bounds of video here, but why is that so important to your business? And then how does video help you get those more often? And then we'll watch an example of kind of what you send to folks.
Yeah, I mean, video is really, Ethan, candidly, a core component of that because, you know, one of the things that I am good at, if I could, my intention is to say this from gratitude and humility, not of ego, is that I can spot trends and where things are going. And you don't have to be Columbo to figure out, though, some of these things. Like we're moving more and more towards video, not away from it. So embrace it, you know? The same thing is true about how people make buying decisions, and people make buying decisions by peer reviews and consumer reviews. So what we've done is we've just taken those two macro trends and people's buying decisions, and we've put them together because when you're going and asking somebody to do something like write a review, just sending a generic link or a generic survey is one thing. But when you can say, hey, we are so grateful that you've put your trust in us, you know, and you're willing to share your experience. Well, go ahead and play the video. I mean, I don't need to go through it.
Let's do that.
Through it again.
Yeah.
So I love this video because you use it over and over.
Hey, there's my other shirt.
And there we go. Now we got a new shirt.
You got 3 of that one.
Hey, it's Chris Brown reaching out to you. I just wanted to follow through and thank you once again for being willing to share your own personal experience in your interaction with me and with the team. We can certainly beat our chests and tell the world how great we think we are. Yet that doesn't carry any water, as you know. And we're just so grateful that you're willing to share your experience because that carries all the water in the world. And in an environment where people are more and more looking to reviews to determine something as important as who they're going to have help them go through the mortgage process, your unique perspective of your own experience can be critical in helping them make a smart choice. And we can't express how critical that is for our business and how grateful we are for you. So thanks once again, and can't wait to read what you have to share. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye. Hey.
That's great.
Yeah, something I'd like to share on the heels of that is you'll notice as well. One, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need to re-record that because we're all critical of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But I notice I use critical like 4 or 5 times in that message, and while I do want to communicate that, watching it, I'm like, oh wow, maybe I overused that. But here's a key point, and this is just a best practice that I learned after doing 3,000 videos. Is it's okay. You don't have to be this polished Hollywood movie star, because what you see is this is who I am. This is who people see, whether I like the way I look or not, or whether I like the way I sound or not. This is what people see already. And if they're doing business with me, they've communicated, okay, number one, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. I don't have a tooth coming out of my nose or something. But you know what? It's authentic. It's real. It's how you already talk. So there's continuity in their experience, and it's not, hey, how are you? You know,
Yeah.
and the 53rd most interesting man in the world, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. One of the things where we wanted to give our audience a big takeaway, whether you're a BombBomb user or not, this is kind of neat. And reviews are great when you aggregate them to Zillow, or there's SEO value, you can use them on your website. But sometimes it's nice to see the genuine authenticity of the consumer in a video too. So we have a feature inside of BombBomb that I want to show the audience. I think it's really great, called Reply with Video. So if you are a BombBomb user, you can send this video, but you don't have to be a BombBomb user on the other end to receive the video back. And so it's a great strategy here. We'll jump in, and I'm going to show you inside of my inbox. Ethan sent me a video here. So if I click play on the BombBomb video inside of the inbox, it takes me to the BombBomb play page.
Hey Travis, it's Ethan. I would love for you to reply with video by clicking the button that's right down below. And when you do, tell me what was your favorite moment in BombCast episode 3.
That's great. And so you click this reply with video button, and then of course it fires open a recorder. I don't have to be a BombBomb user. So anybody out there watching, an easy tactic built within BombBomb, right inside of the Gmail Power Wheel or inside of the BombBomb app, web app as well.
You can do it from a quick send video, and you can actually have it as a default. And you can make it in the composer as well. So any of those emails that you're sending, I want to share two things. So you reply with video will just activate someone's webcam or mobile camera, and they can send a video back to you. It's in your BombBomb account. So then if you want to forward it to someone else that is in a similar circumstance, right? Like, so let's say you, Chris, helped someone out of a particular situation, really gave them a great experience. That comes up again. Now you have someone else's story to share. You can include it in an automated drip sequence and a variety of other things. You have that video in your account. You can, of course, download it and put it anywhere else. The other key thing, though, is that even if you don't do reply with video, what Chris is doing with video to drive those reviews, the neat thing about doing it in emails, of course, Chris has already described why you do it, to express that sincerity, that gratitude. I really like the tone and the feel of that video that we watched.
Thank you.
But then right down below is a link. You don't have to have this conversation. Hey, can you go find my Zillow profile and leave me an online review? And they say yes. And then how do I do that, right? Right, just Google Chris Brown, Zillow, or whatever. When you do it with a video in an email, that call to action is right there adjacent to your personal appeal, to their goodwill. And they just click the link and boom, they're right there. So
it removes friction, right? Because when we're asking somebody for something, the more layers of friction we can remove, the higher probability of conversion.
Yeah, so, great way to phrase that.
So let's recap a little bit. Our 3 key takeaways from this episode is, number one, in a complex transactional process, leveraging video to get on the same page with your consumer. Number 2 is
manage expectations was a key thing, Chris.
Managing expectations, and sometimes, unfortunately, delivering bad news. Number 2 would be scaling yourself through a team, using video in a unique way. That was really fun to see that video and how it was actually evergreen. And then number 6 is 2 things on reviews. Why reviews, video solicitation of reviews, and then replying with video are the key takeaways from this BombCast episode. So I want to thank Chris Brown for being our guest here. Now, Chris.
And being a 3-year customer.
3-year customer. You're also a sales performance coach. So I want to give you a big kudos. I think we have a slide we put together for you. You can contact Chris on screen here, and it's a great opportunity. And Chris does use video heavy in his coaching philosophy. So if you do want more information, he's your go-to guy for sales performance coaching. So
can I add something in there real quick? What I'll say is if folks want to see that entire email that I send, not just the video for the requesting reviews, and they want to swipe and adapt the scripting and language in that, if they just chime in there, I'll be glad to take what I've got and send it to them.
Really kind. That's really kind.
Very nice. So that's a wrap on the 3rd episode of the BombCast. The 4th episode, October 12th at noon Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm so excited. BombBomb has a special announcement on this BombCast. We're going to have Ann Jones and Marguerite Jaguar, both of Windermere Professional Properties in Tacoma, Washington. These two ladies are killer rock stars.
Individual and together is my favorite part of what they do.
It's amazing. They are yin and yang when it comes to videos. One is amazing with all-around video. One kills it with community videos. We're going to get deep into their strategies. And don't forget that special announcement from the BombCast. So join us next October 12th, bombbomb.com/bombcast.
Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure. We'll talk